Tim Westwood, man. Tim Westwood has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Last couple of days, Tim Westwood, formerly of the Radio 1 rap show, bringing it in your face, baby, dripping with swagger juice, is the sort of stuff he used to come out with. He was charged this week, I believe, of sex attacks on 7 women, which is shocking, disgusting, wrong. And I think if the wheels of justice turn as we have come to expect them to from cases like this, excellent chance that he will end up with just a parking fine and a new album out by next summer. Like if he's got Diddy's lawyer, if he's got a lawyer in any way comparable to Diddy's lawyer, oh, is he going to have a fun couple of years? Guys, he'll get this watered down to a, plea deal and a parking fine, no problem. Just like Diddy. That's where we're at now, isn't it? With all of this stuff. It's even gangster rappers with a history of violence. Minimal jail time. Even them. Even they don't go to jail for it, really. I know Diddy's going down for another couple of years, but he'll be out. He's still going to have $1 billion. Like they should just have rich people courts is what they should have. Just, it's already like that. Just make it official. They should just have rich people courts. Like, same as you have private schools for rich people's kids, private health care for rich people's heart problems and, whatever else, appendix or plastic hip installation or, whatever the fuck. Private schools, private health care. You should have a rich person's justice system. It's what you could legitimately call it two-tier justice, couldn't you? Legitimately, private courts. You just pay a little bit more. You get seen way quicker. You could take some weight off of the state. Guys, it's economically sound. I'm positive that it is. I am available to write Telegraph columns. Anyway, back to Westwood. Banging it in your face, baby. Back to Westwood, he's just the latest, isn't he? He's just the latest in a seemingly, sort of endless vomitron of prominent male alleged sex offenders who invariably get off or get forgiven by the means of, what's the options that are open to people like Westwood, guys? They either get an incredible lawyer, right, which is what we've seen with Diddy, and they get the charges watered down or thrown out, statute of limitations, or witness intimidation, or whatever. Or they say that it's the deep state. That's another favourite that we've mocked a few times on this show. It's a kangaroo court, that sort of thing. They're coming to get me, these dark forces. Or they pretend they're a Christian, don't they? Which way do you think he's going to go? Is he going to go Gotti? Will he start wearing the good like Russell? Will he get an expensive lawyer, perhaps? I mean, I can't see him going Gotti. I can't see, but I wouldn't rule it out. I never thought Russell Brand would go Gotti from looking at his old stand-up routines. He's the last person in the world, I thought. But maybe Tim Westwood will. Maybe he'll, see the light or whatever. And then what happens? What's going to happen societally and pop culture-wise when Tim Westwood goes Gotti? Do you think we're going to let 5 out of the 7 women who have accused him of doing horrendous things? We'll let 5 out of 7 of them slide if he's taken a bath in the Thames with Russell Brand. That could easily happen. A whole chunk of people will believe him as long as he's good like Russell. Is he going to claim that it's the left-wing establishment that's always had it in for him? If that feels right for Tim Westwood. Has he pre-panicked? Has he panicked and pivoted and put out 14 anti-vax videos in advance in preparation for this. People in the live chat, what do we think Tim Westwood's strategy is going to be here? Harry Flashman is in the chat. He's like, I've never liked Westwood, so fuck him. For me, I don't really know what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to get the charges watered down. I can't see that happening because he doesn't really have Diddy money. I think he's going to put his house on the market and that will pay his legal team and he'll probably get some of the charges. I'm so long in the tooth for this stuff. I'm just like, it will just come to nothing. Nothing's going to happen to him. Nothing ever happens to these people because that's literally the story all the time. My expectations for the British legal system with stuff like this is like through the fucking floor, you know? So I think he'll put his house on the market. He'll pay some legal fees. I think ultimately he'll get off. But the case will cost him dearly and he'll end up fucking broke. And there'll be no more Radio 1, no more Capital Extra. And so then what's his options? What does he go on to then? Viewers, listeners, people of the Booge. He could stay independent, couldn't he? He could probably pay most of his bills with YouTube. I mean, you know, we sort of scoff at that kind of thing, but he has, 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube, I noticed earlier. So that's not nothing, is it? Would anyone watch him? Almost certainly. Yes, they actually would. Honestly, like, it's depressing, but they definitely would. Could he still sell out venues? Because that was a big thing for him, wasn't it? It was like, Westwood's going to be at Reading Rivermead, this blah, blah, blah. Or I'm going to be up at Manchester at this place next week for the Westwood party. And could he still sell out those venues? I think, yes, he could. And what a sad indictment of modern Britain that is. Because of course they fucking would. Loads of people would buy tickets to go and see Westwood. That is the state that we've got the UK into, or indeed the world into now, is a man can be accused of doing horrendous things to women. And he will still get booked to do things professionally afterwards. Sometimes it affects him. But that's usually, seemingly, down to whether he personally accepts that he's been cancelled or not. You know, like Louis C.K. is a great example of this. He got himself in a lot of trouble for doing some weird fucking stuff. And he's just carried on plodding along, hasn't he? Like, he won't get booked for the Tonight Show anymore, just like Westwood won't get a job back on Radio 1. But they can still carry on selling out theatres and clubs and arenas and whatever else. Like, Russell Brand has been charged with fucking rape. And he will still be doing stand-up. I can almost guarantee it. People will go and pay cash to go and see him. They will forget about that Sunday Times thing. People will go like, you're really going to see Russell Brand? Wasn't he like charged with it? People go, oh yeah, I've forgotten about that. People have the memory of a goldfish, the attention span of fucking nothing. They will absolutely go and see him. He will sell out tours nationally. So Russell Brand is left uncancelled, untouched. Louis C.K. is left uncancelled, untouched. Tim Westwood can get charged, but people will still watch his YouTube. They will still go to his club nights. Like, man-wise, it doesn't matter how unpleasant or unlikable, right, the person is or has been. Even to, or especially to, women, in fact. But a woman will quite often be the witch who is metaphorically burned for something else, like an institutional failure that is not actually her fault. It's an institution or an industry that is led predominantly by men, Whether that's, Michelle Mone against the backdrop of rampant political corruption and lobbying, or if it's Sharon Shoesmith against the backdrop of defunded social services, or Liz Truss even against the backdrop of Tufton Street ideology and lobbying. Like a man can do horrible shit, both industrially, but also to women, and it is overlooked. A woman can just be in the orbit of a man or a bit part in the thing, and it is over. It's just over. It's not overlooked, it's just over.
Just another video with Adrian.